this could very well be the most balanced drift car I've ever had in Forza 6. What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Forza Motorsport 6, and today I have a real treat for you guys because we are going to be building a 1967 Volvo 123 GT, better known as the Volvo Amazon. Now, this thing it's got a lot of history. It's got a lot of history in motorsport, and I'm really excited to turn this thing into a little drift beast. And I really want to take this thing online too, because I feel like this thing is the last build was very kind of comedy focused, kind of a comedy build. This thing, I feel like it could be a true player as far as my top drift cars go, like the top drift cars I have in my garage, as far as cars I find to be really effective, very well balanced. And I feel like I said, I feel like this car really has the chance to become a really great and special part of my drift garage.
GT.
Now, as far as like looking around the car, I'll actually just real quick do a walk around in Forza Vista because wow, excuse me, because I did that in the last video, and the interior is pretty basic. It's not, you know, anything crazy or anything super advanced. It's just, you know, you got your steering wheel, you got your gear stick, you got your two seats, and, well, you kind of sort of have a little bit of space in the back. You've got a back seat back there. Nothing crazy to speak of or anything, but let's go and start it up and see how it sounds stock. If I can, there we go. You know, it actually kind of sounds pretty good. It's got that little, like, mean, aggressive growl to it. It's not crazy loud, but it's got a nice little growl. Now, oh, come on, there we go. Upgrade shop. Now, I'm going to check and see what engine swap options are available to this car, and before I do anything to the stock engine, because I kind of, on one hand, I really want to swap it because I want to get an engine in here that I'm really familiar with, really comfortable with, and really familiar with tuning and setting up, so that it's a really easy car to turn into a drift machine. Now, we might build the stock engine later on in the future as a project, but like I said, first of all, I do want to see what we've got available to us as far as engines go. Now, we've got a 2.6 liter inline 6 twin turbo, 5.7 V8, so LS, and a 3.2 liter inline 6. Now, I'm very tempted to go with the LS, but and I believe the 2.6 liter inline 6 is either a RB26 or a 2JZ. I could be wrong on that one. Please do not. I get that there are going to be some enthusiasts out there that are either really big fans of the RB26 or very big fans of the 2JZ. And you know what? I haven't done a ton of research on those specific engines, and that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and do a you know, I kind of want to do that. I really do, actually. I feel like the LS is too obvious. Yeah, we're doing the inline 6. 2.6 liter twin turbo. And now from there... Oh, come on. We've already done that stuff. We've already got that done. Now we got to do the drivetrain. So once we can get that sorted, get that out of the way, we'll be alright. Race trans in there, because we may have to manipulate gear ratios more than usual, especially if we're putting a modern engine into a much older car. The older cars tend to have really, not odd gear ratios, but gear ratios that don't really lend themselves to modern engines very well. Some do, but some, at the same time, some don't. So, go ahead and get a race rear end in there. And now that that's done, we can go ahead and get the wheels and tires sorted out, build the engine up a little bit, not too much. Gonna run on sport tires. Front tires are going to go up to 225s, and the rear tires are going to go up to 235s. So we're dealing with some pretty skinny tires here as far as the power that we're going to be putting behind this thing. Now for wheels, I want something that's got, you know, a decent bit of a, kind of a modern slash, not modern slash old look to it, but something that complements a car from this era. And... see, I feel like a lot of these styles are they're very modern, and they look cool on it, but at the same time, they don't quite lend itself to the specific style that a car like this has. And I think that there's one specific wheel in here, maybe maybe the TE37s, but, you know, the CR Kais, actually, the CR Kais look cool. The CR Kais have an interesting look to where they don't look overdone, but at the same time, they don't look like mellow or anything either. I'm going to bump them up to 17s. Because 17s definitely aren't too big. They aren't too big, but at the same time, they make, you know, they make the wheels a little bit easier to kind of see. They kind of become a little bit more of a part of the car, or the look of the car. And I'm thinking for horsepower, we're going to run around the 400 range. Because, again, I want to make this thing real balanced. I'm not going to do any sort of, like, crazy cam or something like that. I want it to be a really, really balanced car because I plan on using it for, as a more, kind of function-based drift car as something I might use online. So let's see, get a race intercooler in there. And for the race turbos, how much is that going to give us? 426 horsepower. That's right around where I want to be. Before we do that, we do need a little bit of a paint job. Because the Amazons are really cool in their stock form, but you know what? They look even better once they're painted. And that front end is so unique and so cool that, I mean, I feel like, why would you want to, like, why would you replace, you know, a bumper or a different design on something like that? That's just such a cool looking front end. It's so, like I said, so unique too. Okay, the paint on this car. We might want, I actually like the semi-gloss two-tone a lot. Obviously, we'd change the color, but let's see. Base color. We'll leave the base color alone. And the highlight, we'll make the highlight a little bit more towards the red, I think. That kind of sets it back to where it was, but we need to bump up the brightness. Wow, there you go. Let me just see what happens if I change the hue of that over to a little bit more of a... Oh, wow. Look at that fade in. That's really cool. That's got a really cool fade in color to it. I like that a lot. Wow, I like that a lot. For the wheels, I want to go with something that's not too crazy. I think either the polished carbon, or if we want the wheels to be seen, brushed brass. I want to say, the only thing with brushed brass is it doesn't work with this color combo. That does. Semi-gloss copper really does. I like that. I like that a lot. It gives it like just a little bit extra. Little bit of an extra compliment to it. Just for fun, let's see how a carbon hood looks. Doesn't really fit the style. Not in my opinion, anyway. Definitely going to save that to the current car. And now, we're going to go ahead and test drive it and set up the tune a little bit and see how it does. But before we go and test drive it, we are going to do a couple of basic things, like get the diff right up to 100%. And get back out of here real quick. Uh-oh. Ah. Here, tune. I'd like that. Actually, we do want to drop it as far down as we can. Honestly, just for sheer looks at this point. Let's actually, you know what? Let's try 195. Just slightly less on the decel side, but I think it might pay off. Let's see. Test drive. And for test driving, like, as far as the track goes, I'm thinking either Bernese Alps or no, you know what? You know where we're heading with this thing? Lime Rock. Yeah, we're heading to Lime Rock with this car. I feel like it'll be a really good car for Lime Rock because Lime Rock, you're dealing with some sweepers, but also some tight corners, so it lends itself well to smaller cars that have a decent amount of power. Nothing like massively through the roof or anything like that, but I mean 400 plus is good for this size of car. That, you know, this size, this weight. Woohoo! Once this thing comes on boost. God, I just got done drifting that limo, and that thing was so twitchy. This thing is not twitchy at all. It's actually quite a relief to go from a car that was super twitchy to a car that's not. This thing is so easy to recover from angle. Holy crap! Oh yeah, I can already tell. This thing is gonna stay in my drift garage for a long time. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. We didn't come into that with enough speed. But yeah, this thing, I can definitely see myself using it a lot more, trying to progress the tune more. And I think the biggest thing, too, with this car, or with a car like this, is that when you know it's that good right from the get-go, then you've found something that you really click with. You found a car that you know you're gonna, whoa, you know you're gonna keep around for a while. And even then, right, like back there when it catches you out, you can still save it. Let's try some interior view. I love that dash. There it goes. Yes. It's so easy to maintain angle in this car. God, this could very well be the most balanced drift car I've ever had in Forza 6. I mean, really, if you want something that's extremely balanced or something that's a great entry to drifting for somebody that's kind of new to it, you have got to get yourself one of these. I'm almost thinking of like, man, when it comes to real life, I'm like, I have got to get myself one of these. Like, man, God, I would love to have one of these for real. It's just so manageable. Like, holy crap, dude. Swing the rear end around, just ride the e-brake a little bit, and you're fine. You're fine. It's almost like you can't mess up in this car. Back to third person for a little while. It's like you can't mess up in it. Like it won't let you almost. And you just pick your angle, you pick your target, and you go. You just go. Now, I'm not sure how... Ooh, that's slightly off. Okay, I'm not sure how this would be different with the V8. I'll have to try the V8 to see. I'm sure the low-end torque, obviously, you know, V8, low-end torque is going to be much higher. But what I do think is going to happen with the V8 is I feel like the weight difference might be just a tad biased to the front, but not... I don't think it's going to be that bad, honestly. I don't think it would be that bad of a difference. It might actually help to go V8, honestly, with this car, because while I like the sensation of hitting boost in it and everything, you know, and hitting boost mid-corner, it gives you that nice little kick. Also, when you drop a V8 in one of these things, you can get that low-end torque extra, so... Oh, crap, we've gone up the side. And it's just, and you can just save it. I guarantee you, if I was in half of the other cars in my garage right now as far as drifting goes, I would have not been able to save that corner at that point. Because it's just, once you get to that point, it's almost like a lot of these cars you're gone in. This one, you are not. Wasn't confident on that entry. Wasn't confident at all, and it caused me to screw up the corner big time. We can still save the rest of the lap, though. Hopefully. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. You have to honestly, like, throw this car around like you trust it more than you actually do. And once you do, it's almost like it rewards you. You can approach... Wow, get back... Jeez, get back on the track already. Alright, you can approach some of these corners from angles that you would not otherwise approach them before, or at speeds, or at whatever. See the sensation of turbo lag real quick. Well, not much in second gear, but still. It's almost like, it drifts, honestly, a lot like a Silvia, a lot like an S13. And that's pretty high praise, honestly, coming from somebody that, when it comes down to really effective drift cars, yeah, I'll go grab a Silvia, who, you know, a lot of people will, who wouldn't? Because the Silvia is really a go-to drift car for the specific reason of how tunable and how controllable it is. I would run to this before my Silvia. I really would. I would run to this before I ran to a Silvia. I mean, you just, like I said, you pick your target, you pick your angle, and you go. And when you get to too much angle, you just let out of it, and it fixes itself. Nope! Oh my god! Wow, first spin. It's with any new drift car, it's bound to happen once, but man, on a combo like that, really? But I really, really, really enjoyed this car. I think it's definitely something that should be in every drifter's garage. If you drift, you need this car. I'm gonna stop right there. If you drift, you need this car. So again, highly, highly, highly recommend it. And if you want to copy this setup, feel free to do so, and build your own setup off of that. Feel free to do that as well. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.